Hey, what is up, you sexy beasts? GhostSickness or Tristan here. Oh my fucking god, does it feel good to say that. Now today, I am going to be bringing you a fire story that is actually a two-part story, and not like a two-part story in the way that you traditionally think, but basically, I'm going to give you kind of the prerequisite to another story I'm going to be telling tomorrow. So may we please smash 1,000 likes on this story, guys. It would help me out so much. I know I haven't been uploading a lot, and I definitely will change that, but seriously, I'm going to upload this other story either way, but the faster we get to 1,000 likes will definitely make me upload this other story faster, which is going to be up tomorrow either way. So guys, you can like it or you can not like it, but honestly, this second story is really what you're liking this for. This story is pretty fucking funny, but not nearly as insane or crazy or awesome as the story I'm going to be telling you tomorrow, or actually later today, based on the time I'm uploading this, because I'm uploading this really early in the morning. I'm going to be uploading that one tomorrow. Alright, now that I've talked enough bullshit for about a minute, guys, I'm going to get right into this story. Now, this story happened, and I want to say like June or July. This happened a couple months ago, during the summer, right? Not a couple months ago, but you know, several months ago during my dry streak, my sexual dry streak over the summer, dude. It was so fucking ripped, man. I had a dry streak from like, God, I don't even know, like the end of April until like the middle of August, and it was just fucking brutal. So anyway, this was like smack dab in the middle of this, and I wanted to end this dry streak so bad. So basically, it started with these two girls and one of my friends. Now, it's pretty interesting how I got to know these girls and how it all kind of connected and how it all worked out, right? Because it's fucking like small world shit. All right, basically, there were these two very attractive girls. One was named Morgan and one was named Tanya. Now, obviously, there's not the actual names of these girls, but still. So I had my coworker, and he was like, yo, dude, there's these two cute girls that my like fiance knows. You should definitely go meet them or whatever, try to hit them up. They might be down to like have sex with you or whatever. And you're like, all right, sweet, you know, at least one of them, that'd be great, right? Because especially because I was on this dry streak and wanted more experience and everything like that, I'm like, I gotta fucking go do this shit, right? He shows me a picture of the two girls, and I'm like, oh my god, all right. So I think Tanya's cuter than Morgan, but they're both fucking hella cute, right? So I hit up Tanya on Facebook, right? Like, I friend her, and then like I was telling her like, hey, like I know you from this photo of my friend, my coworker, and his fiance or whatever, and she's like, oh, cool, that's cool or whatever, and I like call her cute, and then I just got fucking hella weird. I just got like, yo, like, let me just ask like questions about you that I shouldn't have asked right away, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know you, like I'm some stranger, what up, right? And then it was just bad, and then she didn't text back, and I'm just like, fuck it, I ruined my chances with her. And then I was looking at other cute pictures of Morgan, the other girl, and I'm like, oh my god, this girl's fucking gorgeous. She's better looking than I thought. I gotta hit her up, right? I thought that Tanya was cuter because she was shorter and everything like that. Turns out Tanya ended up being way cuter in person, right? You don't really know how a girl looks on Facebook until you've actually seen her in person, because girls can take some bitchin' ass photos, dude. Girls can take some fire selfies, and you're like, oh my god, dude, this girl's a 10, you meet her, and she's like a 4.5, and you're like, not really sure if I should go through with this or not. So I end up seeing more pictures of Morgan. I'm like, fuck, like I really want to hit her up. I want to text her, everything like that, but now I can't because like I hit up her best friend. Like Tanya's like her literal best friend. Like these bitches shower together, everything like that, dude. Like they are tight, they are close, and I'm just like, oh my god. Morgan is 19, almost 20 at this time of me telling this story. Tanya is 18, so I'm like, all right, dude, they're both fucking hot, they're both legal, like let's go. And obviously, I wasn't going to try to go for the belt. If you guys don't know what that means, it's basically, you know, going for the three-way between the two. And it's like, trust me, I would love that. But holy shit, no, that is fucking, like, impossible. You know what I mean? Like, impossible level. Especially because both these girls are, like, hella cute. You know, honestly, I would give Tanya probably an 8.5. And I would give Morgan a solid 7 or 7.5. No, I'd give her a 7 after you end up seeing what she actually looks like. On fucking Facebook, she looks like an 8 or an 8.5. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, I wanted to meet these girls, right? And ended up falling through with Tanya, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like, you gotta set me up. And he's like, dude, no, my fiance said no, like, she said I can't introduce you to these girls. And I'm just like, god damn it, dude, like, I really want to meet these girls, I want to nail at least one of them, can you help me out? And he's like, dude, I can't, but, you know, hit him up on Facebook, whatever, see what's up. So I was texting one of my buddies, and it turns out my buddy Kevin, not his actual name, ended up working with Morgan, all right? Like, him and her used to work together, everything like that, so they were pretty fucking close. Now, I don't remember how I found that out. So I was thinking I was creeping on her Facebook, and I saw that he was one of my mutual friends, or one of her mutual friends, and I'm like, I don't even know how you guys know each other. So I start hitting him up, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, yo, dude, I really want to meet this girl. He's like, oh my god, like, I know that girl. Basically, what I was gonna do is, her birthday birthday was coming up, and this comes in the next story, right? I was gonna use my friend as kind of like a basically be like an intermediary, like, oh, like let me ask her, and then his birthday was coming up a little later too, so I was gonna be like, yo, like what should I get him for his birthday? I was gonna ask her that, so it give me an in to talk to her, but also be about like my friend or whatever. So it was gonna work great. It was gonna work out in my favor. But again, I didn't want her to remember the conversation that I had with Tanya a couple weeks before. You know what I mean? When I tried to, you know, slide into her DMs and it just did not work. I mean, dude, she accepted my friend request, she accepted my message request, everything like that. And yeah, it just didn't happen. So I ended up like trying to friend both and then canceled one for Morgan. And then yeah, it was just fucking weird. I ended up talking to him about it, and turns out he knows her really well because he used to work with her. So Kevin knows Morgan really well. I know the story might get kind of confusing, but basically he knows her pretty well. And he's like, dude, like we gotta hang out sometime. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 100% down. It's been fucking forever since I've seen you. This guy I went to high school with. So he's like, man, you want to go off-roading sometime? Maybe we can invite the girls. And I'm like, I am so fucking down for that. Now, basically what it ended up being was him and his girlfriend, you know, his girlfriend Andrea, again, not her actual name, and then me and then Morgan, we're all gonna go off-roading in his Jeep, right? So my friend owns a Jeep, and there's some like off-roads, you know, near where I live that you can go on, and you know, you can basically like just have a fun time off-roading in a Jeep at night. You know, he's got like the, you know, awesome headlights or whatever, like the fucking bar light. I don't know what it's called. I'm fucking spacing on this real quick. But anyway, yeah, so we were gonna go do that one night, and I was like, yo, dude, like this Wednesday night is like the night I'm down. Fucking had a final the next day. Oh my god, I seriously had a final the next day, and oh, it was so fucking bad. Why am I this so fucking stupid? But I did get a B on the final, so I am a-okay with how this all worked out. You know, it all worked out okay, guys. I was gonna go there, and then we're waiting in the fucking Walmart parking lot for the girls to pull up, and oh, psych, I just spoiled the story. So I'm waiting for Morgan to pull up, and we're just like waiting in the back of the car, right? I'm waiting in the back of his Jeep. You know, he's got his girlfriend in the passenger seat. You know, he's obviously driving. It's a stick shift Jeep, and so I'm waiting in the back and just like, you know, like what the fuck do I do? Just playing on my phone, just dicking around, like, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it ain't gonna go well. And so it turns out that Morgan had invited Tanya to go fucking off-roading with us, and I'm like, this is going to be the worst fucking thing that could ever happen ever. You know what I mean? Like, please, for the love of God, it's gonna be so awkward. They're gonna like rip me apart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's gonna tell him that I'm this creep, and she's gonna tell her that I'm this creep. You know, Tanya's gonna tell Morgan, and it's just gonna be so bad. And I was like super worried and like, oh my god, like my heart sank. Like, they're both coming. Like, I'm fucking screwed, dude. I'm not gonna be able to slide into anything, not even DMs after this point. You know what I mean? Anyway, we wait there for a good like fucking 20-30 minutes. I don't even remember. It was so goddamn long. So we're waiting in the parking lot. They finally pull up, and turns out both of these girls smoke, which is a huge fucking turnoff for me, but I still would have had sex with them, you know what I mean? Because they're hot, right? You know, whatever. I can get past that. You know, again, I don't like date girls who smoke, but I could definitely sleep with a girl who smokes, right? I mean, that's totally different. That's a one-time thing. Maybe multiple-time thing. I don't know. Depends, you know, how it goes, right? I guess. So they finally get there, and they get in the car. Now, look, this is so fucking weird, all right? When we're in the Jeep, right, I ended up scooting to the left, and then I had Morgan sitting right next to me, and then Tanya on the right. So 3 people in the back seat of a 2-seated backseat Jeep, because it was a pretty small Jeep, right? And so we're fucking crammed in there. So basically, you know, I have my seatbelt on, and then Tanya and Morgan didn't have a seatbelt on. They just kind of like held on to each other. Now, again, these girls were roommates and best friends and very close. So they're very sexual with each other, and they're extremely close. So they have a billion fucking inside jokes. They have all sorts of crazy things they just find absolutely hilarious that, you know, nobody else knows but them. And they're very tight, like lesbian tight, like shower together, etc. kind of tight, like I mentioned earlier in the story. So they're like holding each other, having their arms wrapped around each other. Now, look, this is so fucking weird, all right? For the first like 20 minutes of the car ride, fucking, oh my god, it's so weird because it's so like, am I this ugly, man, motherfucker? Like, I just don't get it, right? Morgan and Tanya did not even look in my general direction. This is not a joke or an exaggeration. I was paying attention to all the body language, all the signs, everything like that, for like 20 to 30 minutes. Now, I tried to interject myself in the conversation as much as possible. So basically, the dynamic of this whole car was Morgan and Tanya are best friends, right? Kevin and Morgan are, you know, pretty close. They used to work together. Now, Andrea and the rest of us are all not very close, except for Andrea's close to Kevin because they're dating, right? I'm hoping this is making sense. It's making sense in my mind when I'm trying to tell this, but yeah, so nobody is like extremely close. Like, we're not all close friends, you know what I mean, with each other. And I'm just like, all right, right? Like, what do I do? Like, I'm trying to interject myself into the conversation, be relevant, you know, make jokes, be funny. You know, I didn't make a lot of great jokes. I didn't say anything that was fucking ridiculous, right? A couple of the girls, a couple of times I did make people in the car laugh, which was pretty nice. But honestly, I would just ask basic like lifestyle questions to Morgan and Tanya, right? That's all I would do, and it worked out okay, but it didn't work out great. You know what I mean? Again, I was just trying to interject myself into the conversation. So that continues. And again, they start asking a couple of questions about me. Now, it was pretty interesting because Tanya had ended up asking me more questions about me than Morgan. Morgan didn't seem to give a rat's ass about who I was, what I was about, anything like that, like where I worked, whatever. Tanya was like leading all the discussions. I'm like, oh my God. Like, she might actually, even though I like fucked up the Facebook conversation, I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave that alone. She was like, yo, you know, like, what do you do? Where do you work? Etc. And it wasn't like, yo, like, how big's your dick, right? You know what I mean? She wasn't asking any questions like that, but she was at least asking lifestyle questions and might have actually given a shit about like who I was, who was in the Jeep with them at this time of the hour. Now, again, during the Jeep ride, because she didn't really look at me and because Morgan was in the way, I don't think she recognized at that exact moment in time that I was who I said I was, because the last message that I sent her was left unread. All right, it was just completely unread, never looked at for days, for weeks, right? And so I was just like, oh my God. So basically, we're going off-roading, right? We finally start going off-roading, and again, I'm trying to make small talk with these girls, and we start like hitting bumps and shit, and it's getting pretty like it's getting pretty lit. I'm like holding on to the side of the Jeep for dear life, you know, begging to not hit my head on the fucking guardrail on the Jeep. Not the guardrail, what the fuck, the roll cage on the Jeep. Jesus, Tristan, are you retarded? Maybe I did hit my head on the fucking roll cage, dude. I'm just fucking retarded over here. But yeah, so I was gonna do that, and I was just like, you know, holding on for dear life. The girls are totally like, woo, you know, like holding on to each other, like everything's totally fine and peachy. Now, we're making some jokes. Everything's going pretty well. We're going up and down hills. I seriously thought he was going to roll this thing like 3 or 4 times, and I'm just like, oh my God. Now, I know you guys are probably like, dude, where are you getting to the, oh, I can't believe we did this part of the story? I'm getting to it. Don't worry, guys. I'm getting to it. So we're doing that, and I'm just like holding on for dear life, you know, talking to these girls, making jokes about how fucking Kevin is going to kill us all and everything. And then it was pretty funny. He pretended to be like lost for a little while, and he would just like peel out and shit and just like try to scare the girls and everything. Like, I was having a great time, you know. I was genuinely a little bit scared, just like, dude, if he flips, this is gonna make for a fucking great story. I thought I was gonna like puke in the car, everything like that. Like, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, but luckily nobody ended up puking. Now, we're doing this thing and we're going out, and we eventually see some headlights out there. Now, again, we're in the middle of buck shit nowhere pretty much, dude. Out in the middle of the woods, like, you know, there's just a ton of dirt and trees and shit. Like, there's absolutely nothing out where we're at. We end up like pulling up to this spot where we can see like a view of the city in the distance, right? And it looked really fucking good. Like, I definitely will not forget this view. It just looked absolutely amazing. Now, again, we end up seeing these headlights, and we're like, oh my God, like, we need to find these people. We need to follow these people and see what we're doing. This is where we're getting to the I can't believe we did this, right? It's not totally clickbait, I swear, guys, but it's totally clickbait. But it's not totally clickbait, guys, I swear, but it might kind of be clickbait. But anyway, so yeah, we start following this car, and like, we're hauling ass, dude. And by we, I mean Kevin, right? I'm sitting in the back just like, yo, what up? Trying to, you know, slide into the DMs with these girls. Now, I didn't make any physical contact with these girls. I didn't like put my hand on their leg, anything like that. I didn't put my arm around their shoulder. I didn't do any of that fucking rapey shit, all right? I didn't do any of that. You know, we're hauling ass, catching up to this guy, probably scaring the fucking balls off of this dude, probably like scaring them back into the inside of him, like turning into ovaries and shit. Like, this guy's probably like turned into a woman after this shit, because basically what we ended up doing was like following on this guy's ass. And again, we're in the middle of nowhere. This would scare the absolute shit out of me, all right? For real. So we're following this dude, and we go like up this hill and everything like that. We're still on his ass, you know, ripping it. My friend's like revving his engine really loudly and shit. Now, they end up pulling to this one spot where it's an amazing view again of the city. So it's a different spot, it's a different hilltop than we were on, but still a really, really good one. Now, basically, he ends up like parking everything like that, and he knows we're there, dude. How could you not fucking know we're there? Like, his Jeep is loud as shit, and we're all just in the back, and we ended up like pulling out lighters at one point and kind of like waving them around in the car, like to like serenade them pretty much, you know what I mean? If you know what I'm saying. So yeah, we do that, and then he totally knows we're there, and we're being loud as shit. We end up like, we're not turning off the car, but just like leaving the car on and just like staying like right behind him the entire time, probably like a good 50 feet from him at this point. And so it turns out it's a guy and like his girlfriend or wife or fiance or whatever the fuck this girl was, right? And so we're doing that, and we're just kind of waiting there, like trolling them, basically just like waiting. Now, this isn't where it's bad. This isn't where it gets really bad. So he finally gets out of the car. Now, when he got out of the car, I thought he was going to like confront us or something like that. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to have like a romantic night, which is honestly what I probably would have preferred, but I don't know what like we would have done in this because this is a really dick move. Now, this isn't something I would do without like friends, but because it was other people doing it, I just kind of joined in on it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't anything horrible. You know, we didn't like attack this dude or anything, but seriously, probably ruined this fucker's night. Like, I do feel genuinely bad. So what we end up doing is just waiting there for probably like 5 or 10 minutes. Now, he gets out of the car, they go to the back, and they get stuff for, I think, like a picnic, right? I think they got stuff for, not like a picnic, but I think they got like blankets and stuff, and wine. I don't know exactly what they ended up getting out of the back of their car, but they end up getting stuff out of the back of the car. Now, when they first went to the back of the car, I was originally worried that they were going to get like a gun out or something, right? Or he was going to get like a gun out or something and like, you know, chase us off or tell us to fuck off or something. I don't know, dude. It's where I live. You know, it could be sketchy, right? Dude, I don't know. So that continues to happen. I'm just like, all right. So they do their thing. They don't contact us at all. They just continue to go about their day. Now we wait and we wait. And again, after like 10 or 15 minutes, he probably cut this shit short because we were still there. Maybe they were going to like get it on out there because you totally could have. There was no one around for miles. Now these guys drove a Subaru, right? A Subaru that should not be off-roading like this. It's a nice ass Subaru. Dude, it's like a $20,000 to $30,000 like 2014, 2015 kind of Subaru. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those nice sedan ones. It's not one of the off-roading type Subarus. And, you know, they're very popular where I live, but especially this one, I was like, dude, what are you doing? And we were all like, what are you fucking doing out here, dude? This car is not an off-roading vehicle. He like packs up his bags and they end up like leaving. So we're like, we're following them. We're hauling on their ass, dude. We're totally on their ass. And they're going as fast as they humanly can over all these bumps and dips and shit like that in the, you know, dirt and shit in the forest, right? I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean? In the off-road trail thing. And we're just hauling ass. And then we end up like pulling to the side and getting ahead of him because my buddy ends up like going like off-road a little bit and ends up passing him and then like hiding a little bit. And he could totally fucking see us out there. And then they finally like come up and then he just hauls ass, gets right behind him. Now everyone in the car is just absolutely dying. We're just like, oh my God, dude. Like, we're fucking trolling this guy. He's scared as shit. Now he is revving. He is speeding the fuck up. He is going so goddamn fast on this road. He's going like 30 to 40 off road, where you really shouldn't be going 30 to 40, right? Kevin is just like working his ass off to stay up to speed with this guy because, oh my God, right? This guy's just hauling it. So they end up getting on the main road. Now we're still following them. We're still like right on their ass, probably scaring the fucking shit out of them like we're gonna, you know, attack them or do something like that. You know what I mean? Especially when we got in front of them. That was probably horrifying, right? And staying on their ass and following them, everything like that, right? Again, not something I would do, but because I was in the car, like, again, I wasn't driving, right? So I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. And I'm like, oh my God, we probably ruined these people's nights. They were probably going to shag, you know, they were probably going to get it on. And we're just over here like, yo, like, what up, right? Following them and just ruining their fucking date night, right? Watch him like go out there to like propose to her and we're just like, yo, fam, what up? Like, yeah, you got room for 5 more? You know what I mean? And it's just, it's so fucking creepy and rude. And so we end up getting on the main road again, right? Now this is an asphalt paved road and he starts hauling ass, dude. This guy's going like 80 in a 45. He legit zipped off so quick, like the Jeep could not keep up with him. We followed for quite a while and then we're just like, oh my God, like we can't do this any longer. We go off-roading a little bit more and he ends up leaving and we just like joked about it and talked about it, everything like that, about how we totally ruined this guy's night and how we totally wanted to like go on a date with this girl or was on a date with this girl or gonna do something serious or have a nice romantic time, you know, stargazing or doing anything like that. And we just fucked it up for him, dude. Like, watch that be the night that he's just like, I'm never going out there again. Like, never again. So anyway, where am I going with all this? That's what I believe I can't believe that we did. You know what I mean? It was such a douchey and funny thing that we ended up doing. So what happened after that night is I was slightly like, oh my God, dude, I seriously am gonna get lucky. So we're about to pull into the Walmart parking lot again after we go off-roading a little bit more. Nothing crazy happened after that, right? We're about to pull into the Walmart parking lot again as they get in their car and like go home for the night. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what ended up happening, but I basically asked them if they were like busy that night. I basically said like, yo, you guys busy tonight? Because I know these girls, I knew that these girls liked to party. I knew that these girls liked to drink and smoke weed and everything like that. And I was like, yo, like, you guys want to come over? I live on my own. I live in my own apartment. We can smoke, we can drink, we can do whatever. So it'll be fucking great, right? And they're like, yeah, like, we'll think about it. Are you cool if we like bring our own alcohol or whatever? And I'm like, yeah. So what are your guys' numbers? So I end up getting both of their phone numbers and I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like, I have a shot. This is going so much better. And so I end up texting more Morgan after, right? I didn't want to text Tanya, right? I was just like, no, dude, like definitely not texting her. And then, oh yeah, something enough funny happening with Tanya. But yeah, so I didn't want to text Tanya, especially because this was a girl I hit up on Facebook, right? If you remember that far back, like 15, 20 minutes ago, right? So I ended up texting Morgan, and she's like, yeah, like we're totally gonna come over. You know, we're gonna get some alcohol. We're gonna go shopping first or something like that. And again, these girls were not 21, so I guess they had their roommates do it for them. And then we're gonna bring over some food and stuff like that. And I was like, sweet, like this is perfect. Again, I had a final tomorrow, like the next morning at like 8 or 10 a.m., dude. No, at 10 a.m. and it was fucking early. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna rip it up hardcore. And I had to be up at like 8 in order to actually make it in time to the finals. Anyway, I'm like, fuck it, dude. Like I have a chance to score with at least one of these girls. But again, it'd be fucking weird if there's 2 girls at my house and it's just me and I bring one of them back to the bedroom. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck's the other girl gonna do? She gonna like play with her pussy? No, she's not gonna do that. She's gonna like watch Netflix or go the fuck home. But again, these girls carpooled. So like one bitch can't do that, right? Like if I gotta score with one bitch, I gotta score with 2 bitches, right? And so yeah, it didn't end up, spoiler alert, right? So I ended up going home and I'm like trying to study, and I didn't end up studying like at all. I only ended up like studying in the morning and a little bit after they left. They finally came over, like I want to say 45 minutes to an hour later. Now they live pretty damn far away. This will play into the next story. Now, obviously, based on how long this story is, you guys can know why I'm not doing this in 2 separate videos, or why I am doing this in 2 separate videos, because the other story relates to these girls and it applies all the necessary backstory to these girls and everything like that. So also my friends, Kevin and his girlfriend Andrea, right? So it's like, all right, cool, this is great, whatever, these girls are coming over, I'm gonna have a great time with them, hopefully score, chilling at home, waiting for like 45 minutes. So I basically had some vodka at my house and a couple mixers, and that's really all I had. I had like Tampico juice or some shit, right? So these girls end up coming over and I'm like, yo, like let's get it lit, right? Let's watch some TV. Let's fucking, drink. Let's smoke a little bit, Now, I didn't drink very much, or if at all. I don't think I drank at all, actually, because, again, I had that final. Actually, I did drink a little bit. I drank a little bit, but I mostly smoked weed because I didn't feel like, drinking too much before the final, because I could not afford a hangover on finals day, dude. There's no fucking way. I had an accounting final. This was in, like, June. This was at the end of the term, and I was just like, oh, my God, dude, this is crazy. So we're watching Netflix. We're drinking a little bit of vodka and like Tampico. We're taking a couple shots, etc. I took some shots so they knew like I wasn't fucking like drugging the alcohol, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, it feels so weird if it's just like a guy at like your apartment or whatever and you're giving people alcohol, and if you don't have any, it's like, yo, what the fuck is in this, fam? You know what I mean? So like, I had some too. I obviously, I'm gonna drink my own alcohol, and again, I mostly smoked, and like Morgan smoked a little bit with me, but Tanya was like totally against smoking, which I was really surprised at. I was like, yo, I figured you'd be hella into weed, but no, I guess not. And so we do that a little bit, and we're watching TV. Nothing crazy is happening. Now, what was really fucking weird is I was like totally separate from these girls, all right? This was so fucking strange. Now, again, these girls were hella close, and so I was sitting on like my own chair, and they were sitting on the couch. Now, my couch is about a 2-person couch. 3 people can sit on it rather comfortably. Actually has a little bit more room on it than the Jeep did. And so I'm sitting on the separate chair. They're sitting on the couch, just chilling it up, lounging it up. And I think one of them ended up like spilling a little bit of alcohol, and I'm just like, fucking A, dude. Like, yes. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. So Tanya ended up actually bringing some Mike's Hard Lemonade, ended up spilling some on the carpet, and there was still a stain to this very fucking day, dude. I have a couple stories related to like kickbacks and shit at my house, and it's just like, you guys are fucking like staining my carpet, dude. Like, I need to get my deposit back, fam. Like, you don't understand. Rip. And so we end up drinking a little bit, and I'm just trying to get these girls to like flirt with me. I'm trying to get these girls to be like, see which one's interested in me, see if any of them are interested in me. Now, something I'm gonna say is not once, not even a single time did either of these girls throw any like seductive or flirtatious vibes at me. Now look, as a guy who has, been with multiple girls, I know for a fact when a girl is flirting with me, you know what I mean? And I also know when a girl is just being nice. Now, these girls were nice girls, but they never once flirted with me, never said anything like sexual toward me or about me or anything like that. Basically, as sexual as it got was later we were drinking and just like asking like lifestyle questions. We were talking about like the Brock Turner rape case and how it was fucking bullshit or whatever, and it got the girls like super heated. I don't know how it came up, but the girls were just talking about that and like different conspiracy theories. It was actually pretty funny to hear them do like drunk conspiracy theories at my place. I was like, what are you guys talking about? Like, all right, like cool, like this alien shit and this guy like being on the radio, like talking about Area 51, and then he gets like cut off. I don't know. It was absolutely dying. I was dying of just hilarity because they were just like quoting like different YouTube videos and showing them to me, and I'm just like, oh my god. And so we're like listening to music. Now we end up moving to like the like my dinner table, which is over to the left a little bit of where I'm sitting right now, and we're in pretty close proximity. Again, I'm sitting like in between these girls. Now, never once do these girls like sexually touch me or put their hand on my leg or anything like that. Look, dude, if I know I was gonna have a shot for the belt, right? If I knew I was gonna have a shot for the belt, not that I was really trying for that, but really, if there's two girls in my apartment who are like best friends and that's the only people there, and I'm like home alone or whatever, that's the only way it's gonna fucking go down. And that did not end up happening at all. Right? So again, no girls either. None of these girls threw a vibe my way. So a little bit through that, they're like, yo, like, you know, let's go smoke. And it's like 3 in the morning at this point. Okay. I don't know if you guys know. We got there at like 10:30, ended at like 11:30. Something fucking hilarious that happened is Tanya ended up after I met her and we were, after I was waiting for them to like come over, she ended up finally reading that text on Facebook. She finally read it. So she 100% knew it was me. 100% without a doubt. But I had already gotten both of these girls' numbers. I absolutely find that so fucking funny. That ended up happening, right? And I'm just like, okay, like whatever. So they go out to smoke and I'm with them, just not smoking, just talking to them. And they're going on, just ranting off. Now again, something I'm going to say is like fucking like 80% of what happened this night when they came over, because they ended up coming over at like, I want to say 12 to 1 a.m. So it was pretty late, you know, after we had all gotten done and everything like that. They ended up coming over and I'm just sitting there like, okay, like, you know, is there any shot with either of these girls? Again, neither of them are flirting with me, so I'm not going to go crazy flirtatious with them. Like, fucking, can you please, like, you know, make a move on me or something? You know, let me see where I stand. And yeah, it just did not go my way at all. So we're doing that. It's like 1 in the morning. Now they end up staying until like 4 in the morning. Now these girls had a little bit to eat. They had some, you know, drinks with me and everything like that. I had some drinks. And then I was eventually like, yo, I got to go to bed. I got to study for this shit. I knew nothing was going to happen at this point. And I'm just like, yeah, this is not fucking going down. Neither of these girls sounded interested in me at all. If anything, Tanya was, but again, it wasn't major. She just really asked questions about my life. And I'm just like, all right, well, you guys, you know, you got to go. Like, I got to get the fuck out of here. Oh, what I was going to say is 80% of the time was just these girls talking amongst themselves. All right. And then like they would selectively a little bit like here and there try to involve me because these girls were so fucking close. And I guess they hadn't like hung out truly in a while because they both worked a shit ton and had like different schedules and stuff. And so again, they barely involved me at all. Like it was honestly like I was just sitting back at my own place like while these girls hung out and did their thing. It was so fucking awkward and just not at all like what I like to do. And again, both of these girls are cute. Both of these girls are fuckable. And I'm just sitting back in my apartment like, what the fuck do I do? Like, why are these girls over? I'm not going to get lucky with either of them. I need to go the fuck to bed. I need to study accounting, right? This is fucking just retarded. So I ended up telling them, like, why did you want us over if you had accounting final? I'm like, hey, you know what? It's been a while since I've hung out, whatever. Honestly, I just wanted to end my dry streak and like get to know one of them better so I could hook up with them. And yeah, it did not end up fucking happening, guys. Again, I had both of their numbers and I'm like, yo, like you guys have a great night. Drive safe. Now, Tanya ended up, funny story, Tanya ended up leaving her fucking lipstick over at my apartment. Now, I had tried multiple times to give this back to her. Now, one of the times was like, yo, like you should come over and I can give this back to you, whatever, we can hang out a little bit. And she's like, yo, didn't respond to me for a while. So I like left it in the corner of my door as I went to bed because she already like knew where I lived. And I checked in the morning and it was still there. So they never even stopped by. They were going to stop by to visit someone else in the apartment to come get it or whatever. Basically, it was an excuse for me to try to get her to come over. Now, Tanya ended up texting me because I ended up texting her that. I'm like, yo, like text me when you guys get home safe because she was the one driving and I didn't want them to like get in a crash and like die or whatever. I want to make sure they made it home safely, which that's a good thing. And I was just like, okay, well, you know, can you please text me when you get home or whatever? And she did. And that was pretty much it. Like we barely texted ever. Like I tried to text her multiple times and, you know, like way more than I should. You know, 3 times is the rule, guys. I made that fucking rule. And I basically like got to that limit with her and I was just like, yo, she's not fucking interested and neither is Morgan. So just don't even try for both of them. them. Now, there was a party that did end up happening a little while later that I will tell you guys about. So that's the next story. So again, I really hope you did enjoy the story. If you did, please leave a fat fucking like on it. If we can smash 1,000, that would be amazing, because I cannot believe that we did this to the poor couple and that I fucking had them over until 4 in the morning on a night when I had a counting final the next day and I didn't get laid with either of them. Nothing ended up happening. I didn't even kiss a girl, dude, that night and hold their hands. Nothing, dude. Nothing ended up happening because these girls did not want my dick. Have a great day. Remember the fact that I fucking love you guys. I will see you in the next story.